Here we push them out, and then this will, don't drop our pin, they're not tied in yet. Alrighty, I just wanted to make a little video here. Before I progress any farther, there you can see my vent for my shower. You can see here, this is the rail I put on the back of the bus. A very professional caulking job, as you can see. And so this here is the emergency hatch on the roof. And all I did was put some Unistrut here on both sides. I mean, this is the strongest part of the roof here. This was a square steel bar. And then I found right there is where it, there's a support strut in the bathroom. And then turning around towards the front of the bus, there's a support strut that goes over the middle of the bus behind the door right there. So all of these are on sturdy steel supports. The front is going to be for like a deck, maybe storage kind thing, and the back here is going to be for the solar panels. And it's a total mess inside because I'm fixing this, but you can see here's the emergency door. Maybe you can see. I need a GoPro for some fisheye lens action here. And you can see underneath, all I did was I put the bolts behind the cover here. There, you can probably see one. And so the bolts are right there, you know, in the ceiling, but they're mostly covered up. And it's not a big deal. And this Unistrut is pretty strong, so I'm going to put 300 or 3 100-watt solar panels here on the back portion. And eventually I think I'm going to move to the flexible kind solar panel, and I'm going to remove a lot of weight off the back, because this is definitely adding on probably at least 30-ish pounds. Just in solar panels, probably more, because these are some older solar panels. But I picked them up very cheaply. And again, from the beginning, that's been sort of the theme of this bus, right? Is to do it as cheaply as possible and make it a significant living area. So I'll hit you guys up with the next update. Mahalo. Soon. And you know, from the other video that I made, you see how, again, I basically bolted these right through the metal frame, the ribs that go across. So these would support the entire weight of the vehicle if it flipped over, basically. Hello everyone. Today we are working on the solar panel setup up here, sort of upgrading my solar panel setup. You can see the rack system that I've previously installed. Everything was mounted. Unfortunately, this weekend I cruised over to Hana, and I had this Chinese controller, this, I don't know, is that bad to say that? It was a cheap controller I bought on eBay from another country, and it burned out. You know, my setup seems like it's the way it's supposed to be with, you know, circuit breakers and whatnot. The controller stopped working. So I have a new controller on order. It will be here tomorrow from Amazon. Unfortunately, you know, we live in Hawaii, so it takes a couple days. But I want to show you what I'm doing here. So I'm making a basically a way to rotate my solar panel on one side, a pivot point, so that we can get more of the sun's energy. So you can see, I'll take this out here. Now I bought a whole bunch of these little bolts and stuff, and some of this is hardware that already mounted on here, but you can see what I've done is I've taken one of these right here, a carriage bolt, and then we got this plastic tubing that fits over the carriage bolt and made it go all the way up there to the top, covering that part. So, you know, this might, when we go to put the nut on, might make it spin, but, you know, I think we have a locking nut, and, you know, I don't think it's gonna be too much of an issue. Anyway, so we drilled out a hole over here. That is the size of our little plastic tube. Let me fit it through. There we go, right? So now we put another washer on that will fit over this tube here. How about that? So we protect our little bit of plastic, and then we're gonna have this bracket here. Sorry, I'm not a very good cameraman. Now accepting auditions for camera persons. Anyway, so this bracket goes on here, that goes onto that rack, right? So the point is that the panel will then pivot like this, and we can rotate it in at least one axis a little bit, because, you know, it really makes a difference. You know, right now we're at high noon, pretty much, and so the sun's coming right down, but as it gets later on the day, you can strategically place the bus and tilt the panels. You know, it's not going to go a whole lot, maybe like, I don't know, I'll probably get like 45 degrees out of them, but still it'll be good. Now on the other side, you can see what I've already previously done yesterday. I got these little locking pins in here, so those will pull out, and it's a quick release, so we can just bang these pins out, and you know, it'll pivot up, and then we just put a stick underneath it or something like that, right? So I need to get a GoPro to get some nice wide fisheye angle here. It's very difficult to do this, but again, you can sort of see what I'm doing compared to what I've previously done, and maybe we ought to give it a little bit of a bath while we're up here too, huh? It's getting a little dirty. So I'll get back at you when this project is finished and show you the final result. So here's the finished project, and hopefully I'll get this video done before the battery runs out. So here you see the pins, and I've got these quick release pins set in over here. Here's one right here. We push them out, and then this will, don't drop our pin, they're not tied in yet. We're gonna put wires on there to keep those pins in, right? Connected to the top, and then here's the solar panel, and now it will go up to at least that much, so we can change our angle. And I think what we're gonna do here, let's see, get a better angle, and both the panels will do this, so we can, you know, aim it towards the sun a little bit better. And what we can do is on these back ones, we'll put spacers to make them a little bit taller, so we'll actually get a greater angle of deflection. And we'll do that in another project in another day, right? But it's not tough, just put some little blocks underneath there. But that is the finished project of making the solar panels rotate a little bit. Right on. Aloha.